Must be a Tuesday.
Earlier this week, we busted out a breaking rumors segment because the days off in the Stanley Cup have allowed for the smoldering embers of the hot stove, a little oxygen. They're beginning to ignite. Yes, the hot stove is heating up. Yes, we have talked about the Montreal Canadiens already, Anthony. But they're heating up enough to do a follow-up on the much ballyhooed breaking rumors.
Here we go.
Not breaking news, not even statements of facts, but definitely not fake news. For now.
It's a whole lot of stuff.
For now. Sid, are you ready to roll on the hottest of the embers in the hottest segment in Canadian television outside of Entertaining Tonight Canada?
Let's roll, baby.
We are going with breaking rumor number one. We begin with an update on the idea reported on Tuesday, Anthony, that the Canucks were in on everything.
Every player in the league, the Canucks want.
Follow-ups were asked of GM Jim Benning on Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver yesterday, where Benning said there were a lot of conversations going on, and the Canucks, quote, want to try and add a top 4 defenseman or top 6 forwards. Could the former Leafs defenseman, Benning, be in on a current Leafs defenseman in Nikita Zaitsev? Rick Dhaliwal said they've checked in.
Hold on a second. See, this works out for Vancouver. They get their top 4 defensemen. At $4.5 million, Zaitsev's not a bad guy, depending on what the bar is for your success, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad defenseman.
Yeah, it is some
And
cost certainty.
Zaitsev gets as far away from Mike Babcock as humanly possible. You cannot get from maybe San Jose is the only place you could travel to be further away from Mike Babcock if Zaitsev was dealt somehow to the Vancouver
See, that
Canucks.
to me is interesting, but it wasn't trending in Vancouver and in Canada like Brock Boeser was yesterday after an Irfan Gaffar report suggested in breaking rumor number 2 that the Canucks and Boeser were far apart on a new deal for the RFA. Benning denied to our friends at the starting lineup and said that the reports were unfounded and that the talks were going in the right direction. He said, Sydney, they were going to try and figure it out. Does trying to figure it out sound like they are going in the right direction?
Look, I think this deal's going to get cut. I don't know when exactly. Right. Brock Boeser, I love when he's healthy. Right? I think there's a Brock Boeser issue that people in the lower mainland do not really want to have right now.
Okay.
Because he's still very young in his career, and it's foolish to suggest any young player that age is injury prone.
Okay.
But damn, at times he looks injury prone, right? Like I think the Brock Boeser negotiation will be as interesting as any RFA in the league this year because you know the kid's got talent, you know he's marketable, he's a marketer's dream. He's got great hair, goes to the All-Star game, gets MVP, he can score goals, but he can pick up an injury now and again.
Listen,
and there's two sides to the Brock Boeser coin.
This is the deal.
I'm just saying.
RFAs somehow have leverage in this current workplace in the NHL. And they're exerting all of that leverage. Breaking rumor number whatever.
3, I think.
Could the Canucks be in on Erik Carlson? The Erik Carlson free agency.
Everyone's in on Erik
That
Carlson.
took a hard right with a suggestion that he might be open to a return to Ottawa or the Ottawa area, Anthony, that may include the city of Montreal. Eric Engels of Sportsnet was saying the Habs should be all in on Carlson, despite the fact that Carlson just underwent groin surgery. So where does Erik Carlson end up? Because you've already dismissed it to Ottawa as cruel and unusual punishment for people to even suggest that there could be a return here.
Just so I'm clear on how many teams have been linked with Erik Carlson in the last 48 hours, just follow me down this road.
Sense.
Ottawa Senators, Montreal Canadiens,
correct.
San Jose Sharks, Vancouver Canucks. I've heard Alex Anthopoulos is interested. Have I missed any teams here that want Erik Carlson? A guy who's been so banged up in the last 3 years. He's more like a 40-year-old than he is a 30-year-old. Why would people want to jump all over this train at $10 million a year? I don't get it. He's a great defenseman when healthy.
Because you don't know it's $10 million a year, and
it could be.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but at times he has been the best defenseman on planet Earth.
At times this postseason, he was the worst defenseman on planet Earth.
Don't forget, kids, San Jose has a projected cap space or cap room in and around $25 million this summer.
It's a lot of cheese.
But that's without Carlson, Joe Thornton, Jonas Donskoy, Gustav Nyquist, and Joe Pavelski.
Joe Pavelski.
Breaking rumor. Outside the Sean Avery troupe for Nazem, the Flames.
That still hasn't happened, eh?
No, the Flames are said to be open to moving a veteran defenseman. The Leafs have a need for a defenseman for at least, I don't know, the past 25 years. When Dmitry Mironov left town, the Leafs needed a defenseman, and they. All right. Could Kadri go to Calgary, or do they have enough centers already?
Nazem Kadri's not going to be a Leaf next season. He's going to get the Leafs a defenseman. Calgary and the Leafs have history trading defensemen in the past. Dion Phaneuf trade was one of the biggest ones ever.
Yep.
I don't know if it's with Calgary. Kadri's not a Leaf next year.
And my favorite breaking rumor of them all. A French language blog, the one that had Domi Tugel-Chenyok, has a suggestion that the Pens, who have been trying to deal Phil Kessel, could be discussing an Evgeny Malkin deal with the Panthers. Sid, can you see the headline in Dans les coulisses?
It says, Source, Les Panthers et la Penguin Descomptant de Jonathan Huberdeau et Evgeny Malkin.
Sorry, et Evgeny Malkin?
It's French, man. Don't be jealous.
Is Malkin going anywhere?
I don't know about that one.